Survivors, where is that ARK 2 gameplay? That's what many are asking. Well, we could actually ask Vin Diesel himself. I mean, what's the worst he could say?
I'll kill you with my teacup.
Okay, maybe not. But seriously, let's just talk a moment about this gameplay and why it looks like it could be months down the line, and why certain things that have been posted recently don't necessarily mean it is coming soon. So I don't know what you all think, but let's see if any thoughts that I have relate with what you think. So back on the 21st of January, we were given some indication that the ARK 2 gameplay isn't coming just yet, and that wildcard are going to start releasing an unknown number of reveals in the lead up to the gameplay release. There is a lot of belief that wildcard are doing this because of the high demand on the gameplay from the community, and so these teasers are being given to appease the players due to a longer wait than expected for gameplay. But I have seen people believe that what ARK said in the community crunch is a sign that gameplay is close, and that it could be in the next 1 to 2 months. But this is where my thoughts differ on this, and for several reasons. We don't know how many reveals they have lined up in the lead up to gameplay, but what we do currently know is that the reveals are looking to be potentially 1 month apart. The way I see this is that it's already been 2 weeks since the Stego and Brachy concept was released, which is crazy. Those 2 weeks have gone so fast. And the recent 2 crunchies since then didn't have any ARK 2 stuff at all, no mention whatsoever. So based on it already being 2 weeks, with it looking like it could be every month that we get an ARK 2 reveal, it does beg the question of how this could be considered regularly, as wildcard have stated they are going to showcase ARK 2 tidbits regularly. Therefore, I'm thinking if monthly is what wildcard consider to be regular, then in my mind that puts gameplay months away. I don't think they would just have a couple of reveals and claim to do them regularly, i.e. monthly, if gameplay is going to come out a mere month or 2 later. So I don't know if I'm the only one that think this. Let me know what you think. Am I way off the mark, or are you seeing the same thing as me? I'm very interested to know. Or if you have a different theory yourself, or if you have something that I'm not aware of that you think is important to this. Another reason I think gameplay is a long way off is based on how early ARK Survival Evolved and Atlas gameplay came out prior to those games both releasing in early access. Now, some people have fantastic memories, but me, definitely not. I remember playing ARK on day 1 back in June 2015, but I have literally no memory of how I found out about ARK in the first place. But some people can remember it very clearly. But with ARK's gameplay having come out 1 month before the release of the game, with Atlas doing the same, does bring up the question as to whether wildcard are intending on doing that again for ARK 2. And if this is the case, then that once again solidifies my personal belief that the gameplay is a long way off. It has also occurred to me that there's always that slight, and I want to say very, very slight possibility, that the reason we've seen no gameplay and heard nothing of the game since pretty much June last year is that maybe wildcard are making some changes to the game based on the response they got in relation to possibly third person only. Of course, there's nothing to suggest that this is the case, but it's always a remote possibility that could potentially explain the radio silence and a possible pushback. But again, I just want to stress that that is complete theory, speculation, but there is always that possibility. Of course, then there are some people believing that the UE5 announcement for ARK 1 is being held off until ARK 2 gameplay is ready, as Jeremy did say that they have other stuff to show when they make the UE5 announcement. However, I believe what Jeremy is referring to is more related to ARK 1 itself, and possibly the animated series. And I think this announcement is likely to come a lot sooner than ARK 2 gameplay. I think there is more unannounced ARK 1 news coming. Then very recently, the Xbox Game Pass Twitter account put out this image on Twitter that said a friendly reminder of all the 2023 goodness to look forward to. And with all the games listed there, they included ARK 2. And I have seen people claim that this is confirmation that ARK 2 is still expected to release in 2023. Now, whilst that may be the case, I don't feel that this tweet holds any confirmation of that whatsoever. This could easily be an Xbox employee rehashing a selection of games that they previously promoted as coming in 2023 without any actual link to the current status of the game's development. So as everyone says, unless it's come from wildcard themselves, do not believe that anything is true. And I stand by that. I do speculate a lot, but I do stand by that. And I would certainly not be taking a random tweet by one of the official Xbox accounts on Twitter as being any confirmation whatsoever. And with Concept Labs recently leaking some ARK 2 model shots and then very quickly deleting the tweet, prompting many to believe it was an unintended leak that should not have gone out yet, this does raise some questions of its own. Namely, why are Concept Labs stating in the tweet that the models they posted are some of their recent 3D modelling work for ARK 2? Does this suggest development is a lot further behind than people expect it to be? Or was it just a poor choice in wording? So in my personal opinion, there has been more to speculate on ARK 2 gameplay not being anytime soon, and a possible pushback of ARK 2 either towards Q4 2023, maybe even 2024, than there has been anything that's showing us that ARK 2 is actually on track for 2023. And I'm interested to know if that's how you feel as well, because I've certainly not seen anything suggesting ARK 2 is still on track. So really, I don't see any signs of ARK 2 gameplay coming anytime soon, definitely not in the next 2 months. I'm personally not expecting to see gameplay before June, and if it is going to come out a month before ARK 2 drops, then I'm not expecting to see gameplay until much later in the year, around Q4 at the earliest. But again, whether ARK 2 is being pushed back is pure speculation. I can't stress that enough. Although I would be happier if they had updated the Steam release date back to 2023 instead of keeping it on coming soon, but they haven't. So survivors, let me know what you think. How far off do you think the ARK 2 gameplay will be? Let's see if anyone can get the actual date right. If you want to keep up with all the latest ARK news, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.